We're going to keep moving along and bring up our next presenter once I decide what pocket my information is in. You guys enjoying the show so far? Yeah. As always, quite entertaining. So we're going to bring up our fifth presenter, and it says here that she's a townie, and as an adolescent, she and her girlfriends used to make requests to local oldies stations, and she says that they would have a sleepover, and this is still cool, according to her. She still thinks it's cool. She says, I love Tom Petty, Pie, Family, Friends, hate the word blouse, and people who talk during movies. Ladies and gentlemen, Joanna Strauss.
Okay, so this is about Facebook and my love of Facebook, but it's also about journaling, growing up, remembering, and connecting, and how I've done that through the years, and how I've used Facebook as an evolutionary tool for those things. So these are some of my journals and diaries that I dug out to research for this. Turns out it's kind of painful and excruciating to read through this. I have no idea why I thought complaining so much about my college roommates or the boys that I was crushing on were so important. This one in particular was when everybody else was in the dorms meeting each other. I was being hit on by the security guard at Osco's. And I say, out of his uniform, I didn't know what to expect, but it turns out he was really nice, even though he drove a Trans Am and liked rap. So these are also my agenda books. I was really into documenting. I have a very bad memory, but I'm very sentimental, and I want to remember things. I'm also a huge Keith Haring and Andy Warhol fan, and I can tell you what I did on this date in 1994 through 2002. Not that that's necessarily important, and apparently I paid absolutely no attention in high school, but I did write down every Cure lyric ever written. Let's see. I was so hoping that high school was going to be a John Hughes movie, and I even went to detention and was fully expecting that we would have some big bonding experience and smoke pot and have makeovers or something, and that totally didn't happen. These are the different slides that I had. Sorry. And maybe you'll remember passing notes, like the prehistoric version of texting. But it was another thing that I saved and looked through and find excruciating to write or to read about. This was, okay. All right, this was the reason I was in detention. This was, I had a friend named Joel Kaplan, and this ad for Dr. Joel Kaplan penis enlargement was in the back of every magazine. So a bunch of us decided to plaster the whole school with these, and the detention was totally worth it, but it was not the Breakfast Club at all. So this is more Facebook related. That is my actual senior shirt. Dazed and Confused was really big, so we all decided to get shirts and haze the freshmen, and then they wouldn't let us, and so we just had shirts. And then I was in love with Jake Ryan, so okay. And I have a grid of profile pictures for my Facebook account. For 3 years, I kept the same picture, and as a photographer, I got a lot of crap for that. So for 2011, I changed my picture every single day. It was an awesome exercise in getting in front of the camera and taking self-portraits. These are some of the examples of the things I like to post about. It is kind of creepy when you tell that to a lab person. I like to post things that people can relate to, like, surely you guys have shaved half your eyebrow off, or this is a picture of my sister and I. I know we look like twins. I've called her Chowderhead since she was 1, And it's something I continue to do on Facebook, and she loves when people recognize her from my Facebook and come up to her and say, I think I know you. You must be Chowderhead. This, I like to post about my kids a lot, and this was when I was trying to figure out who could have possibly graffitied the art desk. I don't know. This was also the same child who told me the other day that my singing was horrible and she didn't have to be nice because it's not Mother's Day anymore, so I love her. So I'm also a photographer, and of course I use Facebook as a tool to promote my work, market my work. I am a self-taught photographer, so my degree is actually in advertising, and at the time I could only have dreamed about such a vehicle to get things to people so directly. It has afforded me the opportunity to connect with bands downtown, to get out of my element, to photograph the people that I admire, to meet new people. 99% of my clients become good friends, and I get to post fun things like, during the shoot, I wore a dress and it blew over my head. Then there's, I meet a lot of really awesome people like Senator Frerichs, who I don't know how I'm able to say, please take a picture back to back with me so we look like a crime-fighting duo. And he does it. I also have a picture of us looking like a totem pole, but I won't post that for his benefit. So going back to how I wanted life to be a John Hughes movie, this is how I thought of high schoolers. Turns out when I photograph high school seniors, the picture on the left is really more like what they are, and she had no idea when I referenced Some Kind of Wonderful or Breakfast Club, and I'm like, please watch Ferris Bueller, just do that. So to kind of wrap up, this is a quote, and in the end I realized that I took more than I gave, I was trusted more than I trusted, and I was loved more than I loved, and what I was looking for was not to be found but to be made. And I feel that way. I feel that I have connected and I have lived my life, but I have also met some amazing people. There's supposed to be a picture there too. That's my fault. Life does move pretty fast, and I do have to remind myself to put my phone down, to not Facebook, but it's also been a great way for me to remember the time I had with my kids. I've got albums full of them, my clients, and anyway, in the end, let me see, these were all a mess. Thanks for letting me share about how I have documented via journaling, blogging, Facebooking, and if you are on Facebook, you should come find me. Thanks.